Hello, my name is Star, and today I am going to be presenting Is socialization through technology beneficial for a healthy age and prior to COVID? Don't worry, you're going to see me in the next slides. Now I'm going to be telling you a brief introduction on common knowledge that you should know about my presentation. As most people know, technology now supports daily activities. When the global pandemic COVID-19 started, everyone relied on technology. Technology helped everyone, including babies, toddlers, adolescents, adults, and older adults, which in this case can be like middle-aged older people or elders. So the topics that I will be covering today are gender, socioeconomics, mental health, and the types of communities. So you may be wondering, how can older adults use technology? Well, ways older adults can use technology can be as simple as calling or texting their loved ones. Technology like heart monitors are used by older adults. Older adults may know how to play games or watch movies through technology. Current technology can be advanced for older adults, so it takes some time for them to learn how to use it. Some older adults do not even attempt to learn because it discourages them because it's difficult to understand, which is understandable, but you should always try. Tips for teaching older adults. So, some older adults joints are stiffer, so it's difficult because of that, but always reassure them that technology is hard and it will take some time to learn. Convince older adults to use technology by involving their interest in technology, and make sure you speak in simpler terms when speaking to them, because if you're using like some like big words, kind of they won't really understand about technology. So I have a video that I would like to show you guys.
To sit down and teach your grandmother how to operate her brand new phone or computer or TV or anything that was made after 1985? If you're young enough to wear distressed jeans and say things like on fleek, then of course you have. This is one of the most common problems we face as the younger generation. All of the generations above us don't know how to use technology for the life of them. Literally, if it wasn't for us, they wouldn't be able to use technology for the rest of their life. Which some old folks do, and they learn it and catch on in no time. But sometimes it takes them a while to learn because they can't see the tiny little words on the screen, so they put on their reading glasses and pull out their magnifying glass from 1800, and you've got to come over and try to explain to them that if they just pinch the screen with their fingers, they can zoom in and out, making the text as big as they want. Then when they say it's not working, you have to teach them that they have to use their fingertips and can't just poke the screen with their nail for it to work, only for them to forget the next 236 times they go to do it in front of you. Now, my dad's not even that old, but he didn't grow up with technology, so he's not too tech savvy yet, and I kid you not, for his birthday last year, I cut off all the buttons on the TV remote he didn't need to use and painted the important ones white and put some grips on it so he wouldn't drop it as much, then painted outlines for the only two important remotes he needed on the DVD player so he wouldn't lose them and he'd know which ones were important and where they were. This was the only way I could hope to not constantly be the family's IT department 24/7, and it would definitely help if the big TV companies made a senior-friendly TV or even just a senior mode in the settings of all their existing TVs. My poor grandma, I love her to death, but just for her to be able to go from watching TV to playing a DVD, I had to put sticky notes up and down the side of the TV and write out a full page of instructions referring to 3 different remotes she had to use with pop-up menus on the TV that disappear before she can press the next button. Do you know how frustrating that is for an older person? Simply racing to select DVD before the menu disappears after 5 seconds? I can't even imagine. That's like your phone being on 1% with no charger and not having any food in your house, so you try to order Postmates, but before you hit place order, your phone shuts off, leaving you hopeless and hungry. But I think my favorite thing is getting voicemails from my grandma. She'll start off by saying, "Hi Michael, it's about 2:30 in the afternoon and it's let me check on the calendar. Oh, it's Sunday morning. I hope you're doing well." then leaves me a 10-minute voicemail, then stops to say, "Oh, and by the way, this is grandmother," which gets me every time. I think it's the funniest and cutest thing. But I'm always curious if she thinks that when I first get this voicemail, I have no idea who it's from, and I'll sit there and listen to this person talking to me about my close family for 10 minutes before I realize that it's my grandma talking. I think it's really funny, but I probably won't ask her. I'll just keep letting her do it. It's kind of cute. And emails is another thing. Setting up an email address for them to talk to Betty Sue about her sick cats is the easy part, but teaching them how to use it is a whole different mountain to climb. And after you show them how to double click on the icon to open Google Chrome, they go, wait, don't go so fast. Do it again so I can watch you and learn how to do it. So you close the window and double click on it again, and they ask, now do I need to press it 2 times real fast or a slow 2 times? Why do they make this so hard? And I kind of feel bad that it's as hard as it is for them to learn how to use technology, so I'm always trying my best to help them learn as best I can, keeping the technical.
Okay, so this video supports how technology could be a struggle for older adults. I can relate to this video because when I am helping with my grandparents, I get this statement of slow down sometimes because it's a simple task for me, but for them it's not. They're not always tech savvy. I also can relate because I must write down everything for my granddad. For example, the what's his email and passcodes by calling me most of the time. But I learned to keep my patience with my older relatives. Titles for reasons why adults should use technology as a communication tool. It's quicker, easy, and efficient. Older adults can easily call or FaceTime family or friends from the comfort of their own home. How can older adults use technology? So ways older adults can use technology as communication can be from the platforms Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It helps older adults connect with family and friends because they share photos and connect. Some older adults' mental health is more improved, and there's also negative effects of mental health with technology, but I will get into that in another slide. More more ways to communicate through technology is using sources like FaceTime, Skype, Messenger, and Zoom. Video chats allow people to connect with people even though if they are far distant from each other. Older adults use technology for important appointments like doctor appointments, and I found most of my research from the Pew Research Center. So you may be wondering, does gender affect the uses of technology by older adults? So I did the research from Aaron Smith. 60% of older adults use technology and 55% older women use technology. More findings on gender and the use of technology. Multiple contributors did a study on older adults, but 83% were women, so I did not include this data because it's biased and does not have enough samples. The research that I will share is that men are more likely to use technology out of a sample of 6,400 older adults. So you may be wondering, does social economic affects the use of technology by older adults? So from my research, social economics does play a role in older adults using technology. From statistics that I found, based on people education type and based on people income and their age and the type of community, it does matter. So it can increase the likelihood of them using technology. Here's a chart that shows the demographics. As we can see, males are more likely to use technology. Older adults between the ages of 65 to 69 are more likely to use their internet. And you can see that education does matter and household does matter, and community type is over at least 50% or over. Is mental health affected by COVID due to the limited communications? From my findings, there is potential negative increase in mental health with technology, but there's not much research on this topic, so it's a little biased. But what I do know is that it can cause loneliness, elder abuse, decline in functional abilities, or simple life changes. Loneliness while using technology can happen if the older adult does not know how to communicate with any of the technology. So, do the TikTok communities affect the usage of technology by adults prior to COVID? So, short answer is not really. The percentage of older adults using technology is about the same in the different communities. And the different communities are rural, urban, and suburban, as the previous was shown in that graph. So the communities does not matter much because they're all just about 50% or more. So here's some fun facts that you may want to know. So tablets are more user-friendly for older adults because it's bigger and easier for them to see and hold. Most studies do not include middle-aged seniors, and most of them shows younger-aged seniors. More baby boomers are expected to use technology by the year 2050, and many adults love the game Candy Crush. Okay, so this is a quick video that sums up most of the topics.
World, huh? And then this is also for timer. So let's say you're cooking something, you need to set a timer for
I don't need a cooking timer. What's that? World, huh?
And then this is also for timer. So let's say you're cooking something, you need to set a timer for
I don't need a cooking timer. What's that? I'm getting a message.
Welcome to Technology School for the Elderly. Max Rosenblum, a 16-year-old high school student, started teaching seniors in South Florida how to use technology, their smartphones, and all those apps that for teenagers like him is second nature.
I don't always know how to get it up.
The idea started right at home.
My grandmother, we bought her an iPad for her 70th birthday, and she lives in New Jersey. So whenever she would come down, I would always have to teach her.
Inspired by the experience, Max and his parents launched a website, techmax.com. He also recruited other teens to become volunteers.
What is this?
The plus sign
Plus sign.
on the right hand
side.
Harriet Gerson is 95. This was
Don't know anything about it. You're lost. You have to keep up with the world somehow or other. And before I got my iPhone, I felt like I was a dummy.
I'm learning that to maneuver in the world now, you have to know how to work on the computer and pick up information and transfer it.
Max started offering his tech tutorials more than a year ago.
Once in a while, make a comment.
Our visit ended with Max's more advanced student, Zara Wishnia, making her Facebook Live debut on our CCTV page.
Welcome to Facebook Live.
Thank you. I'm excited.
I know you are. This is her first Facebook Live.
Once Max goes to college, he hopes his sister will take over. In the meantime,
So this video was a perfect example of how older adults can get involved using technology so they could be in a loop too and know how to work simple apps like Facebook or how to FaceTime or text message their loved ones by staying connected from even far distance. So this is my conclusion. So technology is a great tool for communication. It's lack of loneliness, lack of isolation. Overall, adults using technology is a good source. Technology can be a powerful tool for social connections. Technology can help older adults from feeling isolated, and technology has benefits for older adults' needs. So these are my references that I use. Thank you for watching my presentation. Make sure to leave a like and comment.